Coming in clutch, that's the team. Hold to the cold, mind supreme. Trades all loud. True no care, yeah. Trades all loud. True no care, yeah. Trades all loud. Truth no cap. Seeing me get, we wait. No nap. Forest Wi-Fi, but the signal is at. Quan so clean, every candle react.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Trade Talk. Let's freaking go. We are trying to get the audio issues fixed up here. We did have a little bit of issues, but we're here. We are live. We do have Ghost on the stream as well. What's up? Let's tap in with Andrew and Ghost real fast. Ghost, real quick, how's the audio coming through on the stream?
Crystal clear, my boy. Good morning.
Hey, about time we got it to freaking work. Let's go. So now we'll have the audio coming through the stream. So anyone watching the stream, they can hear. They'll be able to watch as well. So that's music to my ears, baby. Let's tap in with Andrew real fast. How you doing, Andrew?
What's good, homie? It is always good to be back at it. I know that much, man. I'm excited to bring some order in the court. You know, people they get excited when the market pumps. We get excited about price action around here, though, because we're gonna bring in some profits either way, guys. But yeah, man, these episodes are fun. We took a little break. Me, Ghost, and Cole. This with Novex, I guess we would say, right, Clutch? But yeah, guys, check out Orderly too. I'm sure we'll get them in here for an AMA one day. But we're gonna get into this one, man. You know, these are all about making the money. We were here every day for a long time, and we made an effort to keep you guys entertained. But in reality, our goal with showing up and bouncing ideas around is just to make money. So with these, we're gonna get to the money. You know, there's no obligated time. We show up just to bring value. When the value is brought, jump in the TG. That's where you're going to find us. But yeah, guys, so I got a quick check-in question for everybody today. And, you know, it's on par with everything, where everything's at. And here it is, right? So Harvard actually 4x their Bitcoin holding. You know, we talked about them DCing in. I'm pretty sure they bought like the exact top, if we're being real, with their first buy. But again, like we always tell people, if you don't hold any Bitcoin, it's probably always a good time to buy some Bitcoin, right? But they're doing it. They're doing it, you know, somewhat proper. But they 4x their Bitcoin holding. We had it announced today that MicroStrategy just purchased some Bitcoin again. And the National Bank of Canada, where's EAC at? The National Bank of Canada is looking to get some Bitcoin exposure. Do you guys think this is just the exit, the final wave of exit liquidity? They're bringing in for the big whales, or
to get exit liquidity or not, we know a few things, obviously. We got a couple things on our radar. I'm sure Clutch is going to go through the USDT dominance. That 6% has been absolute support. And of course, if this loses 6%, it could kind of align with maybe what we've been all talking about. Maybe one more pump before the end of the year, not quite reaching all-time highs. I don't think that's on the agenda. But, yeah, I mean, listen, college campuses have not been something that have been very, very have had the greatest of news recently, and I think Trump is trying to kind of rally back our educational system. So I have mixed emotions. Is he trapping them, telling them to get some Bitcoin, and that's how you can get back on the cool table, or is he setting them up for failure? You know, I think that's yet to be discovered. But Canada, it's ironic. There's been a little bit of beef between, Trump and Canada also. So, again, kind of a pretty fun setup to have them become some exit liquidity also. So I guess where I'm going with this is it can go either way. Weekend was good. Spent a lot of time with family. And you got to do me a solid, bro. You guys got to call on me last, bro, because I need to hear more insight. I need to get some more juice from y'all so I can swagger jack what you guys say and just formulate a little better response.
No, it's funny. Last night when I was thinking about today, I was like, well, I'm not going to call on Ghost first because I know this is early for him when he probably just wakes up. So I'll change it up this time and go to the co-host last. But I totally forgot to do that.
It's all good. Love you, bro. Appreciate you. I'm here, though. I'm here both physical, mentally, triple spiritually. I'm just blessed to be another day on this earth, man. You know, God is good all the time. I don't know, man. I just feel blessed to be around my brethrens and sisterins.
Oh, and absolutely blessed. Love you too, bro. Love all you guys, man. It's good to see everybody, hear everybody's voices again, man. That's the big thing with these is always just hanging out with the friends, and then we really didn't go anywhere. We were all still vibing and stuff. So it was a nice little break. But we're back at it. We're back to the money. I wanna throw it back to the homie Hermit who stayed on it, stayed farming, stayed active. What's good, Hermit? How you doing, bro? How was your weekend? And what do you think about all these big time players adding another Bitcoin exposure? Are we still in the Bitcoin only bull run, or are these guys just exit liquidity?
Well, my weekend was okay. I missed my pre-sale because this morning because I was brushing my teeth. They had delayed it, and then I was like, all right, I got time. And then they just decided, to fight the bots. This was their way to try to reduce the amount of botting on this pre-sale. They just up in I had 20 minutes, and all of a sudden I look, boom, sold out, and I was like, awesome. So that sucked, but that's okay. I got on another pre-sale for this humidify thing, so we're all good there. But luckily, my brain is always firing on all cylinders. It may take me in the wrong direction at times, and I may say stupid stuff, but my brain is always going. So what do I think? At first, I would have been bullish on bigger players getting in on the Bitcoin game. But after going through this quote unquote bull run, I am not bullish on institutions. And I should have been that way to begin with. Clutch was mentioning it beforehand. Anytime you get big institutions into the game, they like to mess things up. And the whole point of crypto was to get away from all these big institutions. But then everybody was thinking, oh, hey, we're in here before the institutions are. So now they get to play our game. No, we're going to play their game again because they have way more money than all of us. So are they exit liquidity? No. Maybe they might be for this run, perhaps. But let's face it, they have more money than we do. And they'll buy some now, get the exposure. And if it dumps more, guess what? They can just buy more. So, yeah. And then when the next quote unquote bull run hits, yeah, that's it. I don't know. And for Canada, it's nice because I think Canada has some issues with crypto in general. It's nice for them, so hopefully, they start going the crypto route too. But yeah, it's a Bitcoin only bull run. I think we have this left. No, right. If you're looking at your screen, it's going to be the right shoulder. If you're facing away, it's the left shoulder, obviously. I think we have one more pump for the shoulder. But that's my non-professional TA. That's just the pattern I see on like the daily Bitcoin chart. So anyways, that's all I got.
Okay, good to hear from you, Herman. I'm sorry you missed your airdrop. Is a pre-sale you missed this morning?
It was a public pre-sale, but I ended up having the whitelist for it, so I was actually able to get it. I just wanted to try and get more, and it just didn't happen. It is what it is. They did announce, like Binance Alpha announced that like some of their Binance Alpha people are going to get an airdrop. So obviously, that shit's going to get dumped. So who knows? Things happen for a reason, and maybe it was a good thing that I didn't get it. I can get a better price. I know some people are a little upset, but that's the crypto world. Everybody wants everything to be fair and all that stuff. And it's just like, unfortunately, folks, the world and life just isn't fair. You try to be as moral and ethical as you possibly can, but shit happens and you just move on. So that's what I'm going to do. I still have, again, like the TGE is tomorrow, and we'll see if the price just jumps. But like I said, I have this feeling. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But if you're wondering what I'm talking about, it's Humidify. I think they could be doing some pretty big things. So keep your eye on it. Don't just ape into it willy-nilly because I said so. I know people say never fade hermit, but just be careful if you're going to jump into the water. I'll tell you that. It's going to be rough.
It's going to be rough. Hey, man, rough times make a skilled sailor, so I'm with it. But good to hear from you, Hermit. Always good to get the alpha from you. Let's keep rolling, keep checking in. We haven't heard from Loudpacks in a while. Loudpacks, how you doing? I need a Loudpack, baby. But good. How was your weekend, bro? And what do you think about Harvard, MicroStrategy, and now the Bank of Canada wants some Bitcoin exposure? You think this is still Bitcoin only bull run, or are these guys just exit liquidity?
Bitcoin
only bull run, or are these guys just exit liquidity? Oh, you're rugging big time. Gonna have to mute you, Loudpack. Gonna have to mute you when you're at a better spot. Come back.
These little
had to mute you, Loudpack. You rug big time there, Loudpack.
Got a case of the hermit.
All right, Loudpack. I'm gonna have to move you down to listener because you don't even know how bad you're rugging right now. But we'll hear back when Loudpack comes back. Let's throw it over to Massimo. Massimo, what do you think about all this, bro? And how was your weekend?
Good morning, fam. Well, I felt like I had an extended weekend. We were we had a little family event Thursday and Friday, and then man, I decided, hey, 2 days with my fam was amazing. I'm gonna give them 2 more. So I just stayed at home and did a bunch of stuff around the house, hung with the fam. It was a great weekend. But it's funny. Like, I don't think that this has been intentional. But when you look at a lot of the topics that you brought up and you've discussed lately, a lot of it, and you look, can go back in one way or another towards the younger generations or the youth, right? And my answer is going to be exactly the same. I think, in general, people are opportunistic. Humans were opportunistic by nature, and some people may not worry or care about others as much, only be focused on the opportunity. Now, I think it's obviously a good thing that these institutions and universities are loading up. I don't necessarily know if it is. The only thing I think that will change is, maybe get some more involvement from folks that were waiting to dip their toes a little bit or had gone in very light, right? I'm not talking about, institutional funds or anything like that. We're talking about, moms and pops and kids at home that's, may have a small position and we're waiting, for justification to add more. I think with anything, the question is, you got to ask what's in it for them. Like why would they wait right now? Right. And, maybe there's some element of it's because, they see how things are shifting and they feel like there's going to be some big money coming in again, whatever it may be. The big whales, right? The folks that truly are controlling the price of crypto, like they're already 2 steps ahead of them. And, in this case, they may want them to add heavy at this point to contribute, to a run that's happening, or to provide a little bit of exit liquidity. I don't necessarily think this changes anything other, than the fact that people might be a little bit comfortable dipping their toes when they're seeing all these big dogs, go for a swim.
No, man, that is a good point, and probably the end result of it, whether it takes place, over a couple months or a couple years, to where it brings more legitimacy to it, right? Like now the quote unquote smart people, Harvard, are buying it. So how can you say only idiots are buying Bitcoin?
Yeah, well, I could go ahead and give you about half a dozen different stories and headlines that I just read in the past 2-3 weeks about Harvard that would question whether or not people are smart there. So I think that's
I think that's all. I've seen the same ones.
Good Lord.
Good to hear from you, Massimo. Well, what's up, Loud Packs? We'll give you one more chance here. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, my bad. You caught me right when I was getting into the car, and outside of my house there's zero signal. But I was saying that weekend was good, and when you ask me, I'm a long guy, so everything for me is, generational pass down for me. So I'm all in. I don't care about none of this little up and down shit we see all the time.
So you think that they're gonna pump us or what? What do you think in the meantime though? Obviously, we all think we're going at macro long, but you think this has any bearings right now?
I'm not sure, honestly. To be very honest with everybody, I haven't been paying attention the past couple days, but I think every little thing is accumulating to the big thing, and so I think so, yeah. From my understanding, it's a little at first and then all at once.
That's how it usually goes. Hey, well, we got you, man. Any updates from Loud Packs?
Yeah, we got events going on. We're about to kick off the Toys for Tots again. So you guys didn't see it yet, but we have the party bus I was telling you about. So what we're going to do is we're going to park the party bus outside of the store. And pretty soon I'll start promoting it, probably today. But we're going to have people come, DJ, food, and all of that. And we're going to try to fill the party bus with as many toys and bikes as we possibly can. So Clutch or anybody that wants to get out here and contribute to that, that'd be fucking awesome. Last year we got the bus pretty damn full.
Oh, that's sweet. When is that?
That's going to be in close to Christmas, a little bit before Christmas. I have to get you the exact date and time with the flyer. But and if anybody wants to contribute from the timeline as well, that's always welcome. As we'll figure out how to make it work. We'll of course give you credit and recognition for your participation in our toy drive.
That's tight, man. No, that's awesome. Definitely keep us posted. We'd like to support that one way or another for sure.
Yes, sir.
Let's keep it moving. We got Alex and Wee Wee up here. What's good, Alex? What's good, Wee Wee? How y'all doing?
Yeah, I'll be short and sweet. Yeah, we're both pretty good, man. Just I got to jump into the Discord and chat with the dev and sort out the mint. Should be. It's just getting the last couple of bugs out the new launchpad, but should be good. But otherwise, I've been good, man. Good weekend. Couple of parties and stuff, but nothing too spectacular. 60-year-old birthday parties, old men and women, just a bit of dancing and a bit of games and cake by Buckingham Palace. It was terribly nice. Wee doesn't talk because I can't get over to go over there.
It's all good, man. It's all good. What do you think about these big time players moving the market, though, bro? You think they're leading the pump, or are they just the final wave of extra liquidity?
I don't know. Some people say like some of the big guys are just they're taking profits and stuff, but it just leaves the institutions to come in, doesn't it? New money, change your hands, number go up, up and down.
Pricey go uppy.
Whatever with the weather, we're just making money.
I feel you. We make money regardless of market conditions. I particularly enjoy clicking the short button. It's always been fun to me. I don't know about everybody else.
Yeah, I like it, man. Just shouting, die Bitcoin, die. It's fun when you're sitting in the group chat.
For sure. Well, we got one final check, and we got Women Being Awful up here. It's been a little minute. Women Being Awful, how you doing, homie? And how you been? And what do you think about Harvard buying some Bitcoin, Michael Saylor buying some Bitcoin, and now the National Bank of Canada wants some Bitcoin?
My son. Nice hat. He's probably MIA.
No worries. Well, we got you now, Clutch.
Let's go.
Weekend, bro.
Dude, my weekend was fabulous, bro. Packers whooped the Bears. Order is restored in the world. The Bears are no longer on top. And for that, I must say, it's pretty sweet. Got to kick it with the fam, do nothing, just kind of relax all weekend long. It's been one of my most relaxing weekends I've had in a while. So heading towards this end of the year and, just doing these spaces, man, we did them for so long that I almost didn't want to do this morning. Dude, I hate tech issues, and tech issues is what StreamYard has given us. But you know what's awesome? Andrew, if you guys go to the Telegram, we are now streaming the StreamYard stream on there as well. So we are now live across 6 different X pages, Telegram, and we're also obviously on StreamYard. So that's pretty freaking sweet. I do believe my screen share is working and my audio is working. Ghost, can you confirm that before I start the TA? Or not sure if he's here. Yeah, he back. I'm just going to assume that the audio works here real quick. Let me test something. Not sure if he's here. Yep. Mic is working. I just confirmed that. And the mic, everything's coming through on the TG. So as promised, guys, we are improving little by little. So this is going to be freaking sweet. Let me just repost the space here. I realize I hadn't done so. And now let's get started. All right. So as we know, the CME has left a gap. Now, before we start anywhere, we know the first place we always have to go to is coin market cap. So we can really figure out what the total stats of the market are. All right, so market cap, we're at 3.08 trillion, just kind of consolidating here and finding support at the 3 trillion market cap range. This is really bullish if we're going to hold this area, that we don't lose it, too many times, because the more we play with losing it, it's going to be devastating on one of those downpours. So for now, we're seeing a lot of just consolidating here in this area. And here, I'll click on it so you guys can kind of see it on the stream. We seem to be forming a nice little bottom and a nice uptrend from that massive, massive drop where we went to the 2.7 trillion market cap range. Fear and greed is at 24. So that's steadily going up. People getting more and more greedy. That's all for us as more opportunity. What continues to get worse is the altcoin season score. That's down to 18 now. I believe it was at the same range here a couple days ago when we did our space on Friday. But the reality here is that we're seeing a lot of weakness in the market, and you can kind of correlate that to some of these stats. As far as what on BTC one exclamation, that is the CME chart, paper trading of Bitcoin, very, very important. As you see, my daily chart here, there's a couple things to notice. All my rectangular boxes here, all gaps that have been closed. A gap just simply means that when we open a candle like this one here on Monday the 24th, we opened at 50 what did we open at? 88,000, when the previous candle on Friday closed at 84,000. So this left this big old blue box, this big old gap that we closed on this big old drop off that we had on the 1st of December. That closed the gap fully. As you can see, the candle finish in most, not to mention the wick went right below the total zone there. So fully closed gap. But the interesting part, that was right when we closed previous gap, we left the gap there. So on Monday, we closed, at the 85,760 range. And the next day we open this candle at the 86,900 range. So, about $1,000 there, actually a little bit more. So this gap here, this is why it's still yellow. It's still open, and why we have continued to just reject these spots and continue to go at these levels. Now, another cool thing is, when we left this gap here that's still open, that next day on that pump, we had left additional gaps in that range that we continued to just close. So you're seeing the market just kind of go to these pockets and just completely take them down. Now, so when I look at the monthly candles here, or I'm sorry, the daily candle for the CME, thing that I am also noticing is that we finally got the 50 under a 200 cross, which had already happened on Ethereum, had already happened on Bitcoin futures, had already happened on Solana, Sui. I mean, you name it. It had happened across the board, and the CME had not done so. When the CME closes, candles don't move, so oftentimes you're going to see delayed responses to the market. And this is what you're getting now. So when I'm looking at this little area here, I'm not particularly happy, because it just does feel like we're fully forming a bottom here. It just finally looks like, hey, we're at least kind of calming down on all this pain here that's immediate. But to go to try to catch some more, we're going to go to the 3-day. And here's where we realize, okay, we are wicking right off the 200 EMA. We rejected the 8 3 times, and now we're working on an inverse hammer candle here, which looks like, hey, that should head towards closing this gap. But what we want to find is upcoming bearishness to tell us if it's over or not. On the 5-day, here's where it gets really nasty for Bitcoin CME. As you can tell, we are on this downtrend. There's no denying, but we are forming a higher low than the previous massive dump that we did have March, April of this year, and consolidated, bounced off the 50 EMA, and then took off from there. But what we're seeing now is the 8 crossed under the 50, 21 is heading towards the 50, and this to me looks like it's going to send us to the 200 EMA on the 5-day, which would be pretty devastating, is that $65,000. And you've seen what just a 20-30% correction for Bitcoin does. Completely devastates the rest of the market. So from what I'm looking at here, that 5-day is not looking freaking bullish if I want price to go up. So to find a little more correlation here, let's go to the weekly. We'll notice that the weekly is very similar, as far as, where everything is at. The 21 is heading towards the 50. We are rejecting all these areas, and the 200 EMA is also in the 65K range. So the 5-day and the weekly both line up there. So try to find something that's closer. Let's go to look at the 2-week, and sure enough, we see the 8 crossed under the 21, which gave us this nasty rejection and gross part. If you're looking at this range, you're seeing we went below its 50, grabbed it again, and now we're rejecting with a gap towards the downside. So this does not look super healthy, but at least we don't have massive and bearish crossings on their way. You know, most of them have already all been felt. When I look at the monthly candle, it kind of gives us the same story. We wick to the 21 as expected. We called monthly 21. It's where it was heading. It's been there now for 2 monthly candles. When this monthly candle obviously ends, there's still a lot left. But what we're doing here is we're surviving hanging above that 21 EMA, and that's 87K. There's a reason why every time we go way below it, we go above it. They just buy it up to this range. And when we're above it, they dump it to right below the 21 to fake out more and more people continuing to short at that level. And you're noticing these double liquidation events. It's actually pretty cool to witness. It's pretty awesome when you remain safe from them as well. So, you know, get on this level. You won't regret it. Let's go to the 4-hour chart so we can see what we have coming here. And here's where it gets kind of interesting, where you could just see the downtrend of the 4-hour. You see that gap still down towards the downside, but we're really not too far from it. And, you know, where we are here, we already got the 8 crossing under the 50. But what's dangerous is we now have the 21 heading under the 50 here very soon. As you saw, the 8 just crossed the 50, and now the 21 is next. So that should be the bearish momentum that takes us to this gap, which I will be willing to be a little bit more bullish after this gap is closed and there's no active gaps open on the CME. Let's go to futures because that matters. You guys saw the 2-week on the chart, and we're all lining up now. 8 under 21, holding on the 50 for the 2-week. It's all starting to paint the same picture. If I go to the weekly, 8 under 50, 21 coming. We're just consolidating here. You notice it's all starting to look the same. Now, a lot of y'all might be listening here and you're probably wondering what's going on. You know, we're streaming on StreamYard. We're streaming on the Novex.Finance Telegram, and we're streaming across a bunch of X pages, 2 from Ghost, 1 from Andrew, streaming to YouTube and LinkedIn as well. I forgot about those, Andrew. We got YouTube. We got LinkedIn.
That was up now too.
Heck yeah, we got Telegram, we got StreamYard, and we got X, baby. So, hey, I might just have to start streaming on the Discord as well. I got a Discord. We don't have a lot of people in there, but hey, if we can have an extra stomping ground where people can come learn charts and actually visually see what I'm doing on the fly as I'm saying it, this is some freaking awesome stuff. So I'm glad we're doing this, guys. A bunch of headaches on the back end, trying to figure out all this basic little tech issues. But my goodness, I'm glad we're doing it. Hope you're enjoying. Now, when it comes to Bitcoin futures, just everything is starting to look the same. No one is front running anything. It has now caught up to the market because now everyone's just waiting to see what's going to happen. On the 5-day, you see the 21 crossed under the 50 already. So that's a front run. Let me go back to the 5-day on future so you can see it. And this is where it's good to catch these things. On the 5-day, for CME, BTC1 exclamation, the 21 has not crossed under the 50. You guys see that? 21 under the 50. Also, we didn't go to the 200 EMA. Look how much more different these ranges are. So now let's go to futures on the 5-day. And what do you notice? Oh, we're already at the 200. We already got the 21 under a 50 cross. So that means that the front running has commenced. And it's starting to slow down a bit as you see it not losing the 200 EMA here on the 5-day for futures. But the interesting part is, at what point do we realize that this next swing low could be a low that breaks all previous swing lows, right? Because here is our swing low that we're looking at, to understand that, okay, we're still healthier than that spot. And that's where we got to in March and April of this year, and we bounced from there. We cannot reject this level, as it confirms that the next level downs are the 50 to 60K levels, in which we'll test all those 200 EMAs. So pretty nasty if you're looking at this. We're going to go to Bitcoin dominance here real quick as the weekly 21 under a 50 finally crossed. See that over the last couple weeks, we've gotten that cross to the downside. And but clutch. Bitcoin dominance rejecting, that doesn't mean alt season, huh? Apparently not, right? I've been the one telling y'all that just because Bitcoin dominance finally starts rotating doesn't mean it's just going to go into the alt. So for starters, last bear market, we went down to the 40-50% levels for Bitcoin dominance. So as USDT dominance continues to take advantage of the market, the weekend market, Bitcoin dominance is also kind of showing the signs that, hey, some of the money is going into Bitcoin, but it really isn't saving anything. Okay, let's go to USDT pumpy dumpy. This is not the type of chart that you want to go against. When a chart's looking this bullish, you typically long it with everything you got. Like you just see these breakouts and you just kind of go with it. There's been constant breakout attempts and you see constant pullbacks, but just continuation of bullish momentum on this chart is not the assignment that us, that want price to go up to be the case here. So understand this chart really, really matters. So on the daily, you're noticing a big old bull flag, constant bounces off the 21 and the 8. And with enough rejections here, we really want to see this triple top right here continue to just hold form. If we break above this middle peak here that we got, in which we went to around, what was it, like 6 let me look at the height, 6.5% USDT dominance. We definitely don't want to see another candle above there. For starters, it's creating this insane freaking bottom here where 6% is showing to be insane support for USDT dumpy pumpy, and that's not what we want. So to zoom out a little bit, let's go to the weekly, and you guys can notice that we are in my Toyota and ramen territory. How does the Toyota drive? I heard Toyota Camry only gives you the fancy features for 1 year, and then they make you pay subscriptions. Imagine that your backup camera don't work no more because you didn't pay your subscription. Oh, it's not the radio anymore. Imagine your seat warmers, Andrew. You cannot access the free heat from the engine because you didn't upgrade your subscription. Well, you know what's going on here? Toyota and ramen territory is in order, and it sucks, doesn't it? It sucks just seeing every pump completely get demolished, Bitcoin doing its thing, and then alts across the board just getting freaking demolished. So as we look at Bitcoin and we realize there's not a lot of bearish momentum left, right? Because you saw me go through all the time frames. It's just the biggest of EMAs, right, that we're waiting on now. Well, that's opposite for USDT dumpy pumpy. On the weekly, you see this 50 getting ready to cross over the 200. This is why we're not going lower. Every time this chart that you see us pump and this chart, starts dumping, because obviously when this is dumping, your bags are going up. You are now seeing just all this being bought up as part of the scam swings of this market. And I'm really under the impression that this next weekly over the 200 cross is going to give us enough momentum to attempt to break our Toyota and ramen territory. And that is absolutely devastating because we don't want to see that, because all we're going to see is a massive, massive freaking cascading dump. And you definitely don't want that, right? Now, where it gets interesting is on the 2-week chart, you have a freaking insane amount of bullish momentum left. We wicked off of the 200, all these touches down here, solidified the lifetime trend being official. And now we're seeing the 21 about to cross over the 50. The 80 MA is already freaking cooking. And you see this big old bull flag. All we're simply doing is waiting for these EMAs to kind of catch up before next leg can commence. Nothing is straight down and nothing is straight up. That's why when this chart is straight up like this for a freaking month and a half, you're gonna have to see the cool down, and and you starting to look at it and kind of prepare yourself to know, okay, I might be longing here, but I'm not going to be holding on to longs, as a lot of bearish momentum is still coming. Anyone that has held on to longs has gotten cooked. Anyone that has scalped both sides is insanely paid. And the perma bear, that short at the top, is absolutely feasting, right? So who isn't winning right now? Of all the traders that are out there, the delusional bull. That sucks, right? I warned you guys this was coming. Hopefully you take me serious now. I'll let you know when there's less bullish momentum on this chart coming, so we can get a little bit more bullish on the market and not bullish on the stables chart. So understanding the USDT dumpy pumpy chart gets you to really prepare for what's coming next. And that's the rest of that bullish momentum. So if you look at the 2 weekly, on the monthly, there's no more bullish crossing left. It's all been taken care of. So you now have the weekly, the 2 weekly crosses that are coming. And I'm going to go look at the 5-day because there's some coming in there as well. The 50 going over the 200. Let's go to the 3-day because you guys got to see it. On the 3-day, we now have the 50 crossed over the 200. So you see that's good. That means all this bearishness is starting to subside a little bit, and we can start kind of getting a little bit more hopium in us, but safely, because there's still big old time frames coming with bullish crosses that is going to take this chart to another level potentially. And here on this 3-day chart, you start looking at that triple top and you start getting hopeful. Please, right? Please just reject this area market for USDT dumpy pumpy, and we head towards lifetime trend one more time and the one last hoorah. That would be fabulous, but can it happen? Sure. I just think we need a little bit more rejections before we can really kind of have a run where we're feeling that's coming. Okay. So for Solana, it just really comes down to the same things. Solana's just trading sideways, holding on to see what the market's going to do. When you're looking at the crosses that have already happened, everything's already happened for Solana. On the 5-day, we're below the 200. Look how nasty actually for Solana it's starting to get. This is actually very important. I didn't even pay attention to this. Let's go to the 3-day first, because on the 5-day it looks nasty. Oh, fudge, dude, of course. See, here's where it's good to find certain charts that front run, okay? Because when you start front running these charts, you can get into some saucy business. The saucy business basically being trying to long with all bearish momentum on its way and thinking that it's just a lie or a facade. It happens a lot in the market where people just completely get wrecked, thinking this. So for me, the biggest thing to take advantage of on this chart is if you were to be buying spot, then you can really be accumulating on these dumps, because $120 Solana versus $80 Solana is a big difference, 30%, but you can DCA that and you can really make some money there with Solana as Solana goes on quick 20, 30, 40% pumps. So if you can keep your spread to where you're down less than 25% on a spot bag, then you can really take advantage of your bags and make that happen. On the 3-day chart, the 8 and 12 EMA crossed under the 200. 21 is about to cross right now. You guys see that? It's about to happen. So the 50's coming as well. So everything I'm looking on the Solana chart looks like it's just holding on for dear life, but it doesn't want to level down until the rest of the market decides. And what do I mean by the rest of the market? I mean Bitcoin. I mean the stables chart, right? Regulatory advancement, government, foresight, all that stuff that's kind of going down. You seeing it kind of happen, and Solana's just holding on. And my suspicion is that all these EMAs are going to head down here, create another down pressure, and really take us to the Solana bottom, which should be in the $50 to $75, $80 range, Why do I say that? We did wick to $95 on April of this year. And you see Bitcoin is now at that same bottom, that bottom being 74K. Bitcoin went to 80K. Solana's pretty far away from that. It only went to 120. Big difference. It's front running, not going to that bottom. And this is why I think this is a trap. It feels dangerous because any trader that trades the macro is going to tell you, well, this is a higher swing low than the swing low. And they would be correct. It is true. It's a higher swing low than here. But with all this bearishness coming up, man, I don't know if I think it's going to stop there. You see how on the weekly chart, look how much different it looks. And you see it just kind of holding on. But this is the higher low that everyone's talking about. Instead, you got to look at the other things. 21 just crossed the 50. 8 and 12 pointing straight down. 5 o'clock heading towards the 200. So on Solana's weekly, a lot of bearish momentum still coming. For the 2 week, even worse. The 821 just making the 8 and 12 making its way down, cross the 21, about to cross 50. So to me, on this next bearish momentum candles and crossing that we're about to get on the EMAs, will Solana hold on to this higher low? And on the 2 week, it has a better range to make it down, in which the low on this swing high, right, 95K, you notice how it looks like, hey, if we can bounce above this little pocket, then Solana has a chance to remain above $90. Retain $100 psychological number, continue to consolidate at 110 or 130, and then we can have Operation Blast Off from there. Why is that a good play? Solana institutions OTC'd all the FTX money, a lot of just stuff to discuss that we've discussed here forever, so I'm not going to bring it all up. But Solana OTC'd in the $90 to $100 range for the FTX people. This is the ranges where you want them to be DCA and bringing up their price, so next time you dump it on them, they have to average up, right? Versus averaging down. And so when I'm looking at this here, I don't have any real hope for Solana in the immediacy, but I can start seeing the macro bounces really take us to the $40, $60, $70 levels. We can have, it'll break a lower low, than, what we did in April. But the cool part about that is it will break all structure and make everyone think that what's left is zero. And at that point, that's when we get bullish. We get real bullish when everyone gets that fearful. This wasn't real fear. People are still buying. Like Harvard, like Andrew said in the topic, Harvard is buying. Michael Saylor's still buying. How can it be the bottom when people still got money? We bottom out when people run out of money. So no, this isn't the bottom. I'm willing to die on that hill. I've been dying on this hill for months now, and I haven't been wrong. Why? Because of these data points that I track and understand, right? To make money, you have to let others win. So if you want to cheat, you want to go to zero, the market makers have to pump it first to grab as much liquidity as possible. So then all the savvy the savvy ones dip, and all the delusion holds, gets cooked. It's a cycle in the market that happens a lot. So just understand that these scalps are vicious. Holding trades is kind of a crazy thing. But my goodness, you need to be fearful when everyone's greedy, and you need to be greedy when everyone's fearful. There's a lot more fear right now, right? So we have to pick up our pockets of greed and get paid with that. How do we do that? By scalping, by closing the trades. You see green, you take it. People's portfolios have been growing trading on Novex.Finance. And part of that is because we stay on top of the game. We have been yelling at people like, bro, don't hold trades, don't hold these longs. All longs are getting cooked. But when you're catching them, they get paid. And when you're being told, dude, see green, take green, and that's what we're seeing, you're going to start having just better results. And that's what we're starting to see. So kudos to y'all. I love going on Novex's Dex card and looking at the stats and realizing that more traders are in green than in red trading on Novex. During the biggest liquidation events, we have yet to get anyone with over $1,000 in their account fully liquidated. We've had wallets get fully liquidated with under a couple $100, maybe just people deposited 100-200 long full port just to see what would happen. We have had some liquidations that way, but we have not had the liquidations and where someone's begging somebody to help them with $16 because they're about to get evicted because they overtraded. We are doing a great job at keeping our traders in the game. And this is why we do this. And we're going to continue to do Trade Talk every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, simply because our traders need that place where they can show up and they can get a lot of this information. So as we continue to get better, as we continue to go forward, understand that we are here to help you learn. So go to Telegram. You don't need to click a link. Just on the search bar, type Novex.Fi. Novexfi, just like our handle for the Novex X page. So please join the Telegram. I see we have a few people streaming, so that's watching the stream, so that's pretty bullish. I accidentally stopped screen sharing, so let me go back to the chart there. So seeing that there's enough people kind of looking at these charts and trading with us, this is what matters. So everyone, thank you for stopping by to Trade Talk. We're going to continue to do this, as I said, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at noon Eastern. We're not contractually obligated for any particular time, but we're only here to really give you the sentiment that is needed. And when it comes to this market, I am seeing a lot of things that I don't like. Upcoming bearishness for Ethereum, for Bitcoin, for Solana, for everything in the market, and upcoming bullishness on USDT dumpy pumpy. We need to see the market completely reverse itself. And when it does, we'll be ready. But right now, understand that we are in this opportunity zone where the only way to make it is if you remain vigilant. Don't lose your portfolio. Don't overtrade. And as always, maintain a strict level of management to the way you trade. Your portfolio management needs to be on point. And if you're thinking about potentially creating your own decks, reach out to us. You don't just have to go with Novex.Finance to trade with us. I also work for Orderly Network. We are starting a lot of community ambassador programs. We are starting a lot of just different things. And I'm so bullish on Orderly One as the premier service for anyone ready to launch a DEX. You don't need hundreds of millions of liquidity. You don't need tons of development hours to test things. You don't need to go out and get a bunch of traders and do all these different things. You just simply have to lock in with people like us. We want you trading, not just with us. We want you trading, period. And that's the joy about being with Orderly One. So if you haven't checked them out, please do so. If you want to create your own decks and you think that's something that can benefit you and your community, reach out to me. I can get you going, and it's going to be magical. But as far as anything else, this was Trade Talk, guys. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to vibe here with us. The only thing that matters to us is the one thing that most people don't care about. Don't try to come to market. Spend time in the market. Our traders that continue to survive is because they've been here with us for a long time. They don't overtrade. They don't go 100% port on everything they do. And ultimately, they will be the benefactors because there will be a grand run one day. But it probably won't be today or tomorrow. So we stay on top of these things and we stay ready. So much love, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. Please go say hi and I love you to some of your loved ones. Reach out to someone that you pissed off and tell them you're sorry for being a douchebag. How about you reach out to someone that you haven't spoken to in 2 years? Go find someone on your phone. You haven't talked to them for 2 years. Go find them, say hi, and be like, sorry, I was a douchebag. It was probably my fault. Because I don't know why I had the thought in my head to say that, but some of y'all need to get right with enough people, understand it's holiday season, a lot of turmoil and a lot of nastiness during this time because people can't afford to live. People can't afford to do many things, and that's scary. So they need someone. You guys need someone, right? This is why we're here, because I know you guys need this market direction. And I know you guys need us to be here to make sure that you don't get liquidated top blasting Aster. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for stopping by. Much love, everybody.
They don't understand discipline till they meet clutch. For it's quiet, mind louder than Wall Street noise. Trade talk lead, choose no cap. Seeing me get, we waiting on that. Force Wi-Fi, but the signal exact. Quan so clean, every candle react. Tell you the pain, not the dream. Give you the numbers, not the meme. Coming in clutch, as a team. Portrait of cold, my supreme. Yeah. Trade talk leaves, true no cap. Seeing me get, we waiting on that. Force Wi-Fi, but the signal exact. Quan so clean, every candle react. Yeah, tell you the pain, not the dream. Give you the numbers, not the meme. Coming in clutch, as a team. Horse of the cold, my supreme. Clutch in the wood, laptop glow. Chickens out back, out fun in the snow. He raise it what he eats, that's golden crow. Kills him clean, burritos on go. Got a quan mind sharp like a guillotine. Seeing me gap, feel routine. He don't chase green, he measure the mean. Marcus bleed, he wipe it clean. Whispers of trays like war drum chants. Whole block watch like it's finance dance. If you can't stomach, true, stay off the call. He'll break your delusions, one fit at a time, y'all. Trade talk leave, true no cap. Seeing me get, we waiting on that. Force Wi-Fi, but the signal is that. Quan so clean, every candle react. It'll tell you the pain, not the dream. Give you the numbers, not the meaning. Coming in clutch, that's the team. Horse of the cold, my supreme. Yeah, I coast, but I rugged raw. Chaos theory, that's K-Law. That in my beard, shadows in my file. Rug your heart just to test your style. Block don't talk, I just measure decay. See me gap like a debt we pay. Charts don't lie, but the crowd might sway. Clutch call silence, I obey. In the forest, plotting ticks and traps. Sunset red light, liquidation maps. Alpha so deep, it come with collapse. But real ones wait, no panic slap. Coming in close, where logic meets light. Where burritos and bases, points both cut like knives. Where truth hurts more than the chart itself. But pain's just proof that you're playing with well. Trade talk live, true no cap. Seeing me get, we waiting on that. Force Wi-Fi, but the signal exact. Quan so clean, every candle react. It'll tell you the pain, not the dream. Give you the numbers, not the meme. Coming in clutch, that's the team. Horse of the cold, my supreme. Trade talk live, true no cap. Yeah. Trade talk live, true no cap. Yeah. Trade talk live, truth no cap. Seeing me get, we wait. No nap. Forest Wi-Fi, but the signal is at. Quan so clean, every candle react.
Next 6 seconds won't be recorded. Have a great rest of your day, guys.
Click his links. Click all his links because he has links.